Hey, good morning, everyone. Dan the Glassman here. You're watching the Glassman's World, and we are live here in the studio. I am going to see if I can get a little bit better of. Let me see if I can just. I don't know if I can make that any darker. I think that's probably going to be the best that we can do right there. Try not to get too much of the reflection and everything. But here we go. Let's get started here, guys. This is the latest footage here, and I guess it's going to be a little bit skewed here, but I think this will work. All right, I'm going to let it play now. This is a brand new eyewitness footage of two individuals, siblings. One individual's name is Steve. I don't know her name yet. This is all new info for me. Hearing this whole interview here, I saw a little bit of it last, like a couple days ago, like maybe before my second or third to last live stream. I had seen his footage and had heard about his testimony, but this is the first time I actually found it entirely. So I'm going to play the full clip for you guys. Here you go. Uh-oh. Hold on a second. Did we lose power? Oh. I unplugged the entire speaker system here. Hold on a sec. Holly, why is the speaker not working? All right. Here we go. Let's try this again.
Event that just took place. You are the only person I know personally that was at this event that just took place in Miami. They're calling it aliens. From what you've told me, it seems like you believe that too. How did this all happen from the Hard Rock to the Bayside Mall? Just kind of walk us through. First off, why were you even at the Hard Rock?
Well, my sister came down to visit me, so I took her down to Miami to the Hard Rock down there to do a little gambling, have a little fun, and started gambling for a little bit. And she wanted to do some, shopping, to go out and buy some stuff, for the kids, take back home. So really, I said, the mall's not too far from here. Let's go to the mall. So that's what we did.
Like 40, 50 minutes away, something like that.
Yeah, and went to the mall. We were going to get something to eat while we were there and everything. But we're walking around, just kind of looking and everything. All of a sudden, I hear these people start screaming. I'm not sure if I heard gunshots to begin with. We heard something like pop, pop, pop.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really sound like a gun to me. But then these people are running by us. They're panicking. And I'm going, oh, fuck, what do we do? Do we walk into a movie scene? I'm like, if there's film production scenes going on, maybe we slipped by and maybe they're making a movie.
Right.
But these people were running there. They actually knocked my sister down for a second. She got up and she was scared. I was kind of scared. I thought it was, maybe someone's in there shooting at people, like, which happens. And then I seen like 2 or 3 SWAT guys run past me, and I looked the way they were going, and I could see it looked like these big, tall, maybe 10, 12 foot tall. The best I can say is they looked like they were shadows, but yet, they wasn't. They were solid. You could tell they were solid. They were tall. Kind of make you think of the average alien that you see on TV, the big tall.
Did it look like an alien, like the shadow of an alien?
It looked humanoid, but not humanoid. And
because no human that we know of is 10 or 12 feet tall. So
people were still running by me, scared. People were falling down and running. And I'm sitting there thinking, what the hell is it? I'm still thinking we walked into a movie.
It was just like something out of a freaking nightmare. Like, it was real. I mean, like these big, tall, like shadowy things. And I looked over at you and I was like, you were gone. It was like there were so many people from that mall just running and screaming. And I mean, it was it was scary. It almost kind of reminded me of, like 9/11 and all that shit when the towers fell and all that. That was kind of scary, but, is all the smoke. Remember when the towers fell and all the smoke came? And I mean, it was just like all this smoke, but it was the shadows of this image, and they were coming at you. And I don't know, man. It was like a freaking nightmare. And it seemed like, it took me forever to find you. And that, I don't want to ever come back down there if that's going to be a case like that. Because, this shit fucking, that was pretty damn scary.
Production.
Right.
I wasn't really scared, but all of a sudden my sister was running with all the people. She took off, so I took off too because I don't know what it was. I didn't want to get ate by an alien.
Right.
If that's what it was.
And people were saying that, like, they thought fireworks were going off or something like that. Yeah,
it sounded like pop, pop, pop to me, but it didn't sound like a big shotgun blast or AR-15 or anything like that.
Right.
And it was off in the distance behind me. I mean, it could almost sound like someone was taking light bulbs and busting them. Pop, pop, pop.
Wow.
Those sounds. And then there was a buzzing sound. The buzzing sound, the best I can describe it, have you ever heard those transformers when they were getting ready to blow?
Like the ones that are on, like, power poles and stuff? Power cable lines.
That's what it kind of sounded like. And then you could smell like, I guess maybe like burning wires.
Mm-hmm.
There was that kind of smell in the air too. So I didn't see anything, but I'm thinking in my mind that pop, 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 it might have been electrical bulbs and some kind of thing that popped.
Right.
Because that's what it sounded like, a transformer, exactly.
But inside the mall, though, that's where you
Yeah, there's no transformers
Right.
that you know of unless you're up in the attic or something. But, I tell you what, I always believed there's aliens, but then I backed underneath the hat up and they were going to be here.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they really were aliens. Because when we got outside, man, I bet you there was 40 or 50 cop cars all over the place. Sirens running. The cops were all in panic mode too. Like I said, those 2-3 guys, I think it was 3 SWAT guys run by me. I say SWAT because they had the vest on and they had their AR-15s.
Wow.
They were, you could tell the look on their face, they were scared. They didn't know what they were running into.
Yeah, I would have been freaking out, dude. I mean, just hearing, like, the way you're describing it, even your sister, she's supposed to be sending us a video here in a second about what she experienced, but she was saying that there was, as these things were coming towards everybody and people were running, not only was that she did mention the sound that you just talked about, but she said that it smelled like every step that these things got closer, a burning wire, she said.
Yeah, that's what it smelled like to me too. So,
wow.
But yeah, like I said, I'm not really sure. The only thing I know is like when we got outside, the police kept pushing people away.
Right.
So, I don't know actually what happened because when I say away, they pushed us far away. They made us go. We got in our cars. They escorted everybody out of the parking lot.
Do you think that's because they knew what was going on and they were trying to possibly cover it up quickly, or?
I don't know. I don't think they knew what was going on from the looks of most of those cops. They were standing behind their cars like, is somebody going to shoot me? They were like,
right.
I mean, you could see fear in people's face when you're in battle. Mm-hmm. And that was the kind of fear I saw out of these cops. They thought they were going to walk into something and may not come out of it. You could just see it.
So from a winning streak at the casino to the Bayside Mall, I know you had mentioned you guys were going to go to like Bubba Gump's and get a bite to eat or something like that. Had you guys ate yet whenever you were doing your shopping?
No, we hadn't ate yet. We were going to eat, but we hadn't. We just, left it. I don't know what time it was, maybe 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm not really sure. Because we stayed up all night long playing. And, when you're there 24 hours, you kind of...
You lose track. I've walked out of casinos at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, oh my God, it's daylight.
Yeah, you don't realize it.
So you heard the pops, you heard the sounds, there was a smell of burning wire, people were running frantic, there was tons of cops. This thing...
figures, when I saw them, you could tell they were coming towards us.
Right.
But they didn't look like they were walking like a person would walk. If anything, they were kind of like sliding across maybe the thing.
Maybe like hovering?
Yeah, it could be. It very well could be. Like I said, it looked like they were shadows, but at the same time, you couldn't see what was behind them. They were like a really dark figure. And it's not like the ghost figures like I've seen before or stuff.
Right.
Like that. Nothing like that.
Not like a paranormal, like shadow
It wasn't
figure.
paranormal. I'm positive of that.
Wow, that's crazy. You're. I'm pretty sure that there's going to be news stations and reporters and maybe even the FBI showing up to talk to you because, you know, a lot of these people, for some reason, and I get it. A lot of people are saying, well, if all this was happening, why didn't people pull out their phones? It's the last thing you would think of.
That was the last thing that you think of. And
Right.
because I had my phones in the car. I didn't even take my phone in with me.
Right.
And you don't think about that as a rule.
Yeah.
I mean, and because everything happens so fast.
If there was a shooting, I mean, the last thing you would do is pull out your phone and you didn't know what was going on.
Whatever, yeah. And like I said, I still in my mind thought it was a movie production, and because it just seemed
Unreal. Yeah.
You know, just hard to believe. But I did think it was an active shooter to begin with, the way the people were running and screaming, and I thought, well, we gotta get out of here because, you know, bullets will go flying. I don't want my sister to get hit. I ain't worried about myself, but
Right. When you seen the big figures, never seeing nothing like that before, it probably clicked in your mind, well, maybe this is a projection or something.
yeah, that's what I thought. I thought they were making a movie.
Yeah.
I thought, well, maybe all these people were hired. How do we get in here?
Honestly, after you explaining it, like I can see why you would think that and how you would think that because it just seemed too sequenced and unreal. And even when I looked at the footage of all those cops there, I've never seen nothing like that.
Everywhere. I mean, you know, even active shooters before, when you see usually maybe a dozen cops show up.
Right.
This was 3 or 4 times that.
Yeah, it looked like they had every cop in the state there.
Yeah.
It almost would appear that they knew something that nobody else knew because, again, that's just, if you look at the footage, I'm sure I've put the footage on the screen, but look at how many cops are at this scene. I've never seen anything like that, not even in a movie.
I figured the government's going to come out with some kind of explanation of what was going on, and they're going to try to hide the fact that it could have been aliens. They're going to say it was a hoax or this or that. You know, it just seems, you know, the government's good at hiding shit.
Yeah.
They'll figure out a way.
So, I want to ask, man, you kind of said it, but 110%, you feel like what you seen.
In my blood, I feel it was real. I really did.
Like alienistic?
Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm. I was in my blood. I'm surprised I didn't see a spacecraft up in the air somewhere when we were outside.
It seemed like that would have been like the next thing that would happen. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. Did you feel any sort of type of way after like that?
I was nervous after it all happened. That's when I started getting really nervous thinking about it. You know, like I said, just no explanation for it.
Right.
What I saw is just spooky.
But you didn't have anything like afterwards, like any kind of like weird headaches or feelings or vibes?
I didn't myself. I'm not sure about my sister now. I'll have to contact her and see if she felt anything, but I was okay that way. I actually went to go get my AR-15 and go back in here, actually, but I figured, well, that'd be the wrong thing to try to do.
Well, you try and do some alien hunting?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, what an experience, though, for her coming down from Indiana.
It freaked her out 10 times more than it did me.
Right. You hadn't seen her in a while. She hadn't been down, and you guys hit the hard rock. Everything's going good. Next thing you know, people are running. You're hearing pop sounds. You're seeing these big old alien-like figures heading towards you, and what a story to go back home and tell her kids now and her husband. I mean, that's just...
Yeah, I don't think anybody would believe it if you went there. Because, actually, the biggest thing for me is I felt the threat was because of all the cops they had there. There must be some kind of threat. That many cops would never have been there in the first place. And like I said, it had to be the whole city, even possibly the state, showing up.
Yeah, I was thinking active shooter too. Whenever the news broke, but I was so worried because I was like, "Your dad's down there. You need to check on him." And it just so happened to be you were fucking there, bro.
Yeah.
Like
coincidence is just weird.
Like I said, you're probably going to become a very famous man now. Yeah, you're going to have a lot of people knocking at the door for an interview.
I don't know. There's a lot of people there. And I've seen people with their phones taking pictures, But now whether or not the government's gonna let that stuff out, I don't know.
Right.
Because they're, like I said, I know the government can hide shit.
Oh, I'm sure this is going to be covered up probably immediately.
Yeah,
So
they'll come up with some kind of, oh, there's teenagers in here with big suits on or something, you know, they'll come up with something. They'll actually put somebody in suits probably and put them out there.
well, this is amazing, man. Like I'm so shocked. I did have a few friends that were down in Miami at the same time. They weren't nowhere near where this happened. But they said that there was just a vibe in Miami over the next few days. You couldn't go anywhere without hearing people talk about this situation.
And why, in my mind, why did they show up in a mall and how did they get inside the mall?
Right. That's what it would have made me feel like, damn, is this a movie?
Yeah, because like I said, that's when I went outside, I started looking up in the sky to see if there was some kind of spacecraft floating ahead.
Like aliens trying to come to buy some Jordans or something. Yeah, that's weird. Out of all the places in the world, why would they show up to a mall?
And the bad thing in my mind afterwards too is everybody running and screaming, running away. If there was creatures from outer space that came down here, maybe they just wanted to be nice and talk to us.
Right, like, hey, why are you running away from me? I'm not actually chasing you. I'm trying to be your friend.
And of course, people freaking out. If someone had a gun, they would probably shoot at them and stuff like that. And, you know.
Yeah. That's crazy. I've seen shadow figures in paranormal situations before.
I've seen a lot of shadow figures over the years here, but this was nothing like what you see in the paranormal, you know, in a house or something like that, where shadow figure runs by you real quick. This was definite figures. Yeah, like I said, I want to call them like shadow figures, but you couldn't see through them.
Right.
You know, you couldn't see what was behind them, so.
Yeah, well, hey, man, that sounds like what a lot of other people are saying they heard. Of course, a lot of people aren't willing to show their face on this one. They're scared, and it's probably government-wise, you know.
If you see something like that, people think, well, if they talk about it, oh, that guy's crazy.
Right. Well, yeah, there's that, too.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, that's crazy. My father-in-law seen this with his own eyes, as well as his sister. The Miami aliens, man, that's crazy. They should make a sports team called the Miami Aliens. But
there'll be a movie coming out now for sure with this. I guarantee you.
Right. Well, you're probably going to be in it. They're probably going to be asking you for your autograph here soon. That's amazing, man. Thank you for giving your testimony. I appreciate it. And yeah, I hope the aliens don't come and find you after this.
I know. I don't. Well, you never know. They might show up anywhere.
Yeah. Well, all right, guys. Make sure you smash that thumbs up, comment below, share this on social media. We got somebody that actually witnessed this whole thing, and now I believe it more. To be honest with you, I was kind of on the. I was like, I don't know, but man, I know one thing about you. You're a straight shooter, and it's just mind blowing, dude. I can't even believe it. So a lot of people are even trying to say that they weren't aliens. I've seen like police reports like, oh, they weren't aliens, blah blah blah. But wouldn't they say that?
Of course.
Yeah.
The government always hides stuff up.
Right.
I mean, you know.
Nobody wants the truth to be out there.
1947 with Roswell, you know. Oh no, this was first they come out and said it really was, then all of a sudden no, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So same thing. That's what happened here.
They don't want to cause panic where they don't need to be.
Well, if they did say, well, yes, this was definitely aliens from outer space, it would cause panic across the globe. You know that.
Right.
People would freak out.
Yeah.
Oh shit! What are they coming to kill us?
And it's already kind of going viral enough, in the aspect of like the news is picking it up and stuff. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey man, thanks again. I appreciate it, Steve.
You're welcome.
All right, you guys. So I want to just give credit where credit's due. That was the Scream team. So if you want to go on ahead and subscribe to them, I've already subscribed. And let's just stop that right there. Turn this around. We don't need to have all that in. So what do you guys think about that? That's the new interview, the latest interview that I've seen so far. There's a couple other interviews out there that I haven't covered yet, but this one here seems pretty good, pretty legit with, they're, like you said, that's his uncle, or no, that's his father-in-law, and he's a straight shooter, and he was with his sister, and so they were there. She was visiting Florida, visiting Miami, going shopping to get some souvenirs for the grandkids and whoever else, and they walk into the situation where he clearly says that it felt like he walked into a movie set, and he thought maybe he was going to be told, like, hey sir, like, how'd you get over here, like, how'd you get into the, you know, like, try to move him. So he clearly says that he felt like it was a movie set. They both say that they saw smoke, they smelt like burning wires, and that there was, it felt like the way she described it, it was like the smoke billowing coming at her, like the way it looked like from the event of 9/11. So what do you guys think about that one? That is like I said, I can't debunk the testimonies. I can only debunk the footage that we've been shown. But the testimonies are real, and what he's speaking, that's from his heart. That's true. That's real. You know, I've been debunking King Sosa's footage a lot, and you know, the footage, you know, to me, clear as day, it isn't any shadow figures or any aliens or anything like that. And the one footage that he says is his only footage is the shadow figure that's moving by as they're driving this way, and you know, you get to see that, and what it is just a statue. As they're driving by, they're just, you get to see the perspective of them driving by, and it looks like there's something moving, but it's just a statue. And so I, you know, even though I'm debunking all of his footage, you know, and he's got all these shorts that he's pulling in of what he's saying, he's getting people sending him all this other footage of it, so he's posting it up. Now, he could have seen something, right? And in his heart, he believes that he saw some shadow figures moving, and he got the heck out of there, right? And he was scared, fearing for his life. Then while driving by, maybe he saw the shadow but didn't realize that it was a statue, right? And he just saw some shadow figure, and he took footage and he posted it up legitly, claiming that it's real proof and real footage. But then going back, you know, in hindsight, you know, with my videos of showing how simple it is that anyone can go to Google Maps and anyone could do the simple walkabout and look that it's a statue, right? Clearly it's a statue. So I can only debunk the footage, but I can't debunk the testimonies, and that testimony felt real. I do want to believe that King Sosa did see something, you know, and ran for his life. But for him to then state that that other footage is his cousin's, you know, and it clearly isn't Bayside Marketplace, and then he's saying that these other aliens, they ran to a condo nearby, and that they're on top of the roof, and the helicopters are flying over, and that's not even in Bayside. Those aren't even buildings that are across the street from Bayside. We've done that debunk as well. So I want to believe all the testimonies, but hey, Sosa, if you're going to cloud it with a bunch of fake footage, how are we going to believe your testimony? I want to believe that you saw something. I want to believe that everyone saw something, because it seems like all the testimonies are lining up. They're all saying 8 to 10 foot tall. He said 10 to 12 foot, and smoke and popping and all this different stuff, right? So all kinds of the same testimonies from people who don't know each other. So what do y'all think about it? You know, there to me, I feel like there definitely is something that happened there. The cops are all, like he said in that testimony right there, Steve said that as they walked in, he thought that he walked into a movie set right there, turning around the corner, coming in, and bam, he walked into it. So it was like they just got there, and right away, it seemed like it already happened. And as soon as they're leaving, getting out of there as quick as they possibly can, he said SWAT was already running past him. You mean to tell me that as soon as it happened, someone called the cops and the SWAT already was there? Like they came through a portal? The cops came through a portal. The cops somehow got there just right there as soon as it was happening. They somehow knew that it was going on. So there was some sort of event that was created, some sort of a distraction, a psyop, a mind fuck, whatever it is. Something happened, and the testimonies are real. But the footage that people are putting out there, just so they can get viewers, just so they can get subscribers, you know, like, hey, make sure you hit that like button and hit and subscribe. And once I reach 20K, then I'm going to show you the truth. It's like, just show the truth, man. Don't do this whole, be sure, like in every video, make sure you like do me a favor, do me a quick favor. It doesn't cost you nothing, but just be sure to hit that like button. Like, cut that shit out, man. If people like your videos, they're going to hit the like. And if they forget, they're going to forget. Like, whatever's, you know? Don't worry about all that. Just present your truth. Present whatever it is. If people like it, they're going to watch it, right? And if they're going to like it, then they're probably going to subscribe, right? If they like what you're saying, if they like what you do, if you keep it real, right? So all my subscribers are organic, and I appreciate all the 850 plus of you that are there or here. I appreciate you all watching, checking out the glass, checking out the music, checking out all these different things that I got to talk about. So love and blessings to you all. Appreciate you. And I'm going to continue following this story and going to continue debunking all these people and trying to get people to stop giving away the likes, giving away their subs, and also paying $3,000 per interview. People are banking. Sosa already, he said he did 3 interviews already. He made $9,000 off of bunk footage. You guys want to send me $100? He made $9,000. I'm like, damn, you want to send me like $9? 990? Like, damn, man, he's making bank off of this. He ain't even bringing you any truth. And y'all paying for it. That's funny. All right. Peace. I'm out.